So when you're trying to think about an LMS, you need to think about a lot of different aspects of how you're going to pick your learning management system or LMS. Pappas gives great suggestions. I listed his 5 main tips from his article. Definitely go check it out and find out the details of how he breaks each aspect down so you can make sure you understand what's best when considering, should I go with this LMS or that LMS. For today's purposes, we're going to look at Classroom, Google Classroom, or Canvas by Instructure. I've used both of these platforms and think that they're both really great and offer different things. When I started it, I was thinking Google Classroom was going to be the winner, and then as I really got into the meat of the data, I began to change my mind. Here you can see 2 images. The top one is a snapshot of some shelf classes I made on Google Classroom. Super easy to do. There's no students because, like I said, they're shelf classes. But then you can see that I also have a Canvas image here. In the Canvas image, I have the dashboard, which is like what you see in the Google Classroom image, but it also shows you the things that are coming up, things that need to be graded, things that need feedback that's been given to me as an instructor or as a student in classes that I'm enrolled in through my district. So they offer different things on the dashboard. It depends on what you want. I would say Canvas has a much better dashboard presentation than Google Classroom. Then as we move down, we're going to go ahead and skip on down to the comparison chart just so we can get some really hard facts to help us compare. Google Classroom, truly a free platform. Canvas, not so much. It gives you a free trial, but then you have to talk to a sales representative and get a quote for either your classroom or your school or your district, depending on how you would use Canvas. If you're doing this individually as a teacher, just trying to be up on the latest research-based trends going on right now, Google Classroom would suffice for what you need. If you're trying to make a district-wide implementation where a student is using a platform from kindergarten all the way through senior high school, then Canvas is probably where you want to go because it offers an e-portfolio where the student can submit final projects from things that they've done in every single grade. And then when they graduate high school, they have stuff from 13 years of school rather than just the Google Drive feature from Classroom that shows everything that they've done, but it's not the final projects like you would have from Canvas. Also, the data on the two is very different. Google Classroom doesn't really have a lot of data. It has a lot of reviews available, which is really great, but the reviews are from 2014 when Google first launched Classroom and made it a public platform. Canvas, on the other hand, has a ton of reviews available, one of them being from Northwestern University. They surveyed their students, 2,600 participated in the survey, and it had really strong numbers across the board. 75% of the students were satisfied with web interaction, and 62% of the students were satisfied with mobile app interaction. So those are really high numbers when you consider how large the sample is of 2,600 students at the school. It also had 97% rating for being comfortable using Canvas, and no, 97% for being able to understand Canvas, and a 92% rating for being comfortable with Canvas. So they have really good numbers. So if you're trying to decide if you want to go with a free platform for just yourself, then go with Google Classroom. If you're trying to decide you really need something that can be implemented for a student and follow a student all the way through their schooling experience, you want to go with Canvas. It's a much better platform. It offers more options for teachers and for students, like video feedback, which is great for those younger kids. You don't have that in Google Classroom. So overall, Canvas is the winner in this shakedown of LMS Review Series Part 1.